Greetings everyone, here's Lodric and this is the game War in the Pacific Admits Edition. This is my play by email match against KilRoy. He is the commander of the Allied Forces and for me it is the Empire of Japan. This is scenario 1 on the new version 27 map and we don't use any other mods. I only have here a skin mod for a better map display. My subs still tangling here with Allied forces. And I try to not lose here too many submarines and keep a bunch of destroyers busy. Pago Pago also unluckily. There was a tanker last turn. My sub not attack. Always busy with the destroyer. And again KilRoy is coming at night and I try to intercept. But my flag is doing a better job than the interceptors. All attempts have failed. But my flag. Or maybe one Dutch scout bomber gets killed and one Falcon killed by flag. So I don't know if this is really too successful, this campaign. But he's always coming at night. And I cannot do much more. I can only try to intercept and maybe create some damage. Looks like I find one more Dutch bomber. So maybe 2 Dutch airplanes killed by zeros tonight. And at least 1 or 2 killed by flag. So there are casualties for this campaign. And the Dutch have not really much resources left. So every airplane I can kill is one less. There's no reinforcements coming really for them. Not so early. I think later on the Dutch Air Force also get reinforcements, but normally all produced by America. I mean, Holland, Dutch, Kingdom, or country of Netherlands is already reintegrated in the Greater German Protectorate. And under temporary occupation, but only for the greater good. To save normally the Dutch against the evil British. So, and after many attempts, there's now one hit on an APD. Yeah, so I don't know. I would normally be more happy to kill the tanker, but the APD is also something. And the sinking sound, so of course APDs, that's the end. It's the end only a small second class destroyer most of the time. Okay. And here's a big AO. So, and this is now with heavy fire and heavy damage. So, but normally all tankers or AOs, if they have fuel on board and they start burning, they're impossible to stop more. But still no sinking sound. So maybe it can survive. But unlikely. Not in the long run. No. Sinking sound, so the AO is also dead. And this was a fat AO. So maybe 20 points or even more. So after many days, there was a success for my submarine fleet. Compared to the first match with KilRoy, my subs have much more trouble to find something. KilRoy learned and improved his playstyle, I think. Really. And there's also Canadian corvettes already. And they're creating 2 hits on my submarine. Plus additional marine laid mines in Davao. So KilRoy is still also doing this. He tried to sneak in the mines, and yeah, if you are not avoid, if you don't prepare this, and then maybe your ships are moving in this mines, and the mine hit is often similar strong like a torpedo hit. So be aware of mines. Use your local minesweepers to protect your ports, and don't be surprised. So now we have air war in China, ground attack missions. Close combat support or whatever. And there are some Catalinas trying to get rid of my submarines. At the same time, my Mavis long-range Navy scout boats also detect some British forces near to Rangoon, but I'm not sure if my torpedo bombers will go. No. Pago. My sub was able to sink this AO. That was some big fish. And the destroyer is still failing. Okay, but now Pago patrol craft, enemy destroyer. It's really risky to stay in this shallow water port too long. And sooner or later, maybe also KilRoy will start to mine this port. You cannot mine everywhere, everything at the same time. And he mined already very successful in Moresby and in Midway. Good, I'm crossing now the river. So finally, my army group is ready. This is the 12th Japanese strike army. And you can see here a lot of tanks plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divisions. So this is a very strong army group. Tasked with normally taking here all the center of China. And I cross the river and can take immediately the town, city. And the Chinese units are falling back to the second city. So I come here with roughly 3000 attack value. The Chinese had 1500. I lost some attack value, but the Chinese are dropping much more. The fort is not helping them. This is clear terrain, so there's not much really to cover. I have here still nearly one division is disabled, but the Chinese lost much more. 30,000 casualties, prisoner of war, but normally now I think they're happy to be prisoner of war because then they have they get at least something to eat, and not only nothing. So 1000 attack value destroyed. So this army is more or less non-existent. So all of this forces falling back is empty. So no reinforcements for KilRoy to hold the other city. successful. And I also must make here shock attack because I now left or crossed here the main river from Palmbang, and this is the leftover forces, and they also must surrender or falling back. I mean, these are Dutch forces. They start weak. If you give them enough time, they can prepare, similar to Thai forces. But I kick them fast early on, and so they are only now paper numbers and nothing more. There's no power more behind them. They're only walking shells. So 2 successful river crossings, 2 successful takeover bases. Yeah. Next step forward for victory. So air losses 10 for the Allies, no for Japan. And you can see, yeah, my Zeros killed 2 airplanes in the air, 1 Dutch one scout bomber and 1 normal bomber. And the flag kills 3, so in total 5 lost airplanes, at least over Palmbang. And the rest are all ops losses. Yeah. So I lost no airframe, so I cannot lose any pilot. Would be strange, but yeah. Ship sunk. Official only this APD. Vickers class light destroyer. So my submarine sunk more or less the APD and the AO. Very successful, but then it's really time to better fall back. I crossed the river. I have now here all my attack value. I think one of my divisions is simply burnt out. I'm not more sure. Or maybe the casualties are everywhere. I know the 32nd division is more or less disabled. Most of my damage is all related to this one division. It's okay, better. One division is completely out of action, so the rest can still go on, and not everywhere is like 10 or 20% disabled. This unit can still stay here and make first garrison duty, and later on I can maybe rail it back to Mukden and let it repair over time. Unluckily, this river crossing destroyed the whole city. So yesterday I was lucky, today I was unlucky. Nothing is left. The city is useless for me. No other activity in China. March on mole mine. Enemy ships, but all single ships. So maybe my air force don't want go for this. And I think all my forces arrived in Johor Bahru. Pick is all 0, yeah. Then I can start walking now. So all forces arrived in the Johor Bahru. They're unpacked. They're ready for movement. So I can move on Singapore. And normally there's a main road connection. So 2 days I will cross the river to Singapore. This base have no installation, so it doesn't matter. These units are all broken. I can normally now send some troops to walk west and secure this, and also maybe 1 or 2 units to Oosthaven, simply to make sure that there's nothing more sneaking around. Well, Philippines is already done. Everything is done. Yeah, the march on Bataan is also, this needs a little longer. There's only a small road and this terrain is not so easy. So 3 days more. But yeah, we have first the Battle of Singapore and then we have the Battle of Bataan. But Bataan is already broken forces, so I think this is more easy. Singapore is, of course, more tough. These forces are all fresh. At least what is there. And yeah, my carriers are finished with reloading and refilling and refitting in truck. So one more day, then I am a Rabul, and I can prepare already the invasion fleet, and then maybe in 3 days I am in Port Moresby. Sure. Anything else? Yeah, the king or the hero of the day. Consumed all torpedoes, sunk 2 ships. Now it's time to return. No damage. Fine. Very skillful. I mean, not really too skillful. Very ordinary submarine commander. I think there was a. Yeah, this sub I think gets attacked some days ago. So, time to return. Sometimes the damage. The American equipment is not always, but it's early war maybe not so strong, but later on 1 or 2 hits is already often enough to send the submarine to return. Because even this kind of damage is for me too much. A submarine must normally be always in perfect condition. They are submarines, they must dive. If they have flotation damage and they cannot dive more, then it's useless. Good. Yeah. Then see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.